So I'm here with Pro Wrestling Syndicate's, should I say standout performer?
I'm just one of those guys.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
this is the Danny Maff, the Bayonne Badass.
Thank you.
I didn't even know where Bayonne was.
Well, Bayonne is
Bayonne, excuse me.
it's right outside of Manhattan. It's
Okay.
New Jersey. It's about 10 minutes, by train or by the tunnel. Exit 14A on the New Jersey Turnpike.
Oh, okay. Well, really, this is my first time in Rahway, and Rahway is like a hotbed of wrestling. From Jersey All Pro Wrestling, which they're still running, or
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
So this is my second time at Pro Wrestling Syndicate, but unfortunately, this is the last Pro Wrestling Syndicate show. I guess they're changing over to a new.
Yes. Well, tonight's show was under the Global Force banner.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Second Global Force show for me.
Yes.
So now it's going to be WrestlePro.
Yes, sir. WrestlePro, and I believe it's March
5th.
March 5th is our debut show.
Okay.
And we're very excited about it. Very excited on getting the new brand out there and kicking it off on all cylinders. New beginnings, big surprises. Our roster is, we've got tons of talent. Starting from, top of the roster, which is the head trainer and owner, Pat Buck. Kevin Matthews, Mario Bokara, followed by Matt McIntosh, myself, and the Heavenly Bodies. And, we have a strong cast of students, which is hopefully the next breed of independent superstars, and hopefully move on to bigger and better things as far as Japan, WWE,
So you're trying to be like the next Evolve.
Well, I think I think the unique thing about WrestlePro is we're really not trying to be like anyone.
Oh yeah.
We are we're a cut and dry company, and we're just looking to go out there and put out a diverse style of different talent, different matches, different characters, different personalities, and every show has a little bit for everyone. And WrestlePro is looking forward to working together with other companies, featuring other companies and working hand in hand with other companies and featuring their talents as well as ours.
See, this is what I like about indie wrestling, because a lot of times indie wrestling promotions are all about their own promotions, and for me is great to see Global Force just come down to these companies and just work with top guys in the WrestlePro or Pro Wrestling Syndicate, which that is ending, and it just warms my heart up, because a lot of times with these top companies, it's like, for you to be in those top companies, you have to work your ass off, lack of a better word, to be in those companies. And when I saw the poster for Global Force Wrestling, I said, well, I'm going to see this show no matter what. And for those who are listening, they in the Northeast section of the United States, we had a blizzard, which kind of pushed things a little back. So I was upset that weekend, because I'm like, I'm going to miss this show. And statistically, I wanted Pat Buck to put out a statement saying that we're going to postpone the show, because it was something I was anticipating on going. Now, for you, not to stir everything away from Danny Maff, I saw you in August 23rd. It was at this Starland Ballroom. It was very seedy, very dark. And I forget who you wrestled. I think you wrestled the champ.
Bokara, yes. I was the champ.
Okay.
And that was my first major title defense on one of our biggest shows. And I wrestled, Mario Bokara, which is, I like to call him, since the second that I met him, independent wrestling's best kept secret.
Yeah, he is very special in the ring. But one thing about you is that, for me, I'd never seen you before, and I very rarely heard about you, because I wasn't making rounds in the indie circuit. I was with a radio show, so we went to the same old shows over and over again, and I got bored. And I said, I want to see more of these people. I'm tired of hearing about people in these dirt sheets that I would never see, or I had to go and YouTube hundreds of matches, or if I YouTube Danny Maff, I'll get like not the matches that you would recommend to me. I'd be getting like the crappiest quality video matches of
Right.
your content. But as a big guy, you can move, and you have all this ability. I've never, I mean, in an independent scale, I've never seen this before. Like, how long you been wrestling?
Well, I made my debut in 1998.
Mm-hmm.
I came up as a fan at the Jersey All Pro Wrestling
Okay.
in Bayonne and Charity Hall, and I decided to, join, go in for a tryout. They had an open tryout. I did not make it.
Wow.
I did not make the cut. But guys that were there that were just starting in the business, it was two gentlemen by the name of Russ Haas and Charlie Haas.
Really?
Yes, and Charlie told me, kid, keep it up, keep it going, and just keep coming back. And about 10 minutes later, the owner of Jersey All Pro Wrestling, Fat Frank, which is
That's his name?
Fat Frank, yeah, Frank Idavia. He came over to me and he said, "Listen, we really like what you have."
Okay.
I said, "Well, I didn't make it." He says, "Well, we would like you to come back, and we'd like to train you, and we want you to keep training here, and but you just promise us that you won't go anywhere else to train."
Really?
I said, "Okay, that's cool.
Okay.
Great." So I trained, and in 3 months, I graduated, and I had my first match. And later on, before my first match, two bald-headed gentlemen walked into Charity Hall, and that was Monster Mac and Homicide.
Mr. 5150.
Yeah, and as soon as Frank saw Monster Mac, he said, "Whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Holy God, twin brothers." He says, "Danny, shave your head immediately."
Really?
And
Yeah, like a mane or something?
I just had, a skin fade,
Oh, okay.
He was like, "That's it, man. You guys are a tag team."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Oh, cool." He says, "Well, what are we going to name you?" He says, "Hit Squad." Just both of you hit hard. I was like,
You and Homicide, right?
"Oh, no, me and Monster Mac."
Oh, okay.
So Homicide watched me practice. They watched. He says, "Listen, I like that guy. I'm taking him with me."
Okay.
Frank said, "What do you mean?" He says, "Let me have him. I'll take him with me, and let me work on him." And so, for the next couple of months, I would work out at the Jersey All Pro Wrestling facility,
Okay.
and then twice a week I would drive over to Queens, New York,
Mm-hmm.
on Jamaica Avenue, and I would go to Homicide's facility, which was he ran a facility for Bobby Lombardi called the Doghouse, the LIWF, and
Is it still around?
excuse me.
Is it still around?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not around anymore. But, I started going there, and the legendary Doghouse, and, here I am. And, that was like a blessing for me because, there I met, and I started training with Homicide, another guy by the name of Low-Ki.
Oh, yeah. I've been wanting to meet that guy.
Right.
Oh, he just turned the lights out in here.
Monster Mac, and, and then, just from there on, we just went out, man, and we just started traveling all over the place, and we got a good buzz, and
A buzz meaning,
a buzz on the scene.
okay, because I know what buzz mean, but with
no.
Homicide, look good buzz
Nah,
mean is
nah.
something else.
Hey, yeah, that's
He admitted to me
that's not the
himself.
kind of buzz I'm
He
talking
admitted to me himself. So I know about that though, but
Yeah.
not to out anybody, because mostly some people at Shy Lounge, they do a little buzz. I don't do it myself. I vape,
Right.
yeah, and don't drink alcohol. But yeah, keep going. You got a little buzz, and
Yeah, and that's it, man. We just started rolling from there, and we started traveling, everywhere together, and Low-Ki, myself, Monster Mac, and Homicide, and along the way we met Julius Smokes, and whole lot. And we just went out there, man. We just started every night. We made an oath to ourselves.
Okay.
Number one, to police each other, and number two, to try to have the best matches on the show. Put us on first, put us on last. It doesn't matter. When we were done, the show was over.
Why hasn't anybody ever come to that concept in groups that, the policing each other doesn't mean we tell you what to do, but just to keep a certain code in order to maintain a status in wrestling, let alone anything in life? Because I like that. I did that when I was with the radio show, and then a lot of people think I was bullying them. And I said, no, I don't tell you what to do for my own sake. I tell you because what works and what can affect. Now, the other point is I do like your, what the WWE fans like, the show-off theory. Like, make sure you have the best match. I do love that part, but the policing part is very, very. It's a good mantra, or should I say, a good code.
Right. And back then I was younger. I was stupid.
We all were.
I was my worst enemy. After midnight, running up on tabs.
Oh,
Naching
it up.
And Monster Mac and Low-Ki, always had to, reel me back in. But that's good. That's what friends do. And
You were the pit bull of the group.
I would say pit bull. I was like the party animal.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And and those guys, they like to party too, but they're more keyed back and stuff. And they would always reel me back in and say, hey, listen, let's go. It's time to go. And stuff like that.
Oh my goodness.
But right now, there's it's funny that you said that the Indies doesn't have that anymore. But there's a group out there now. Just to shy away from myself a little bit, but there's a group out there now called Pazuzu.
Okay.
It's called Team Pazuzu, and they remind me so much of our clique.
Okay.
And it's Chris Dickinson, EYFBO,
okay,
and Jaka,
and
Pinky Sanchez, and these guys are unbelievable. These guys are they're like the next breed.
Okay.
And they're just like so much like we were.
All right.
You know what I mean? And that's awesome. And like, I consider them my great friends, and I really admire their work. Every now and then, I've been doing this a while, so I give them advice, and then I tell them, just keep your eyes focused, keep your eye on the prize, police each other, be there for each other. You know what I mean? If you, I live like my students here at the school. I live and die by a saying, and it's hey, if you feel faint, if you feel weak, I'll lend you my strength.
That sounds like scripture, brother.
I'll lend you my strength. And if you feel like you're going to fall, I won't let you. I'll pick you up and we'll finish the fight together.
Okay.
And that's how we do it here.
Okay.
At the WrestlePro Academy. And, which is under the Creative Pro banner. Creative Pro New Jersey.
Yeah.
Of course. And, and we have a program and we stick to it. Pat Buck, is the boss. He's the head trainer. He's our leader. And his system works. And we follow it. And like I said, man, we're just looking to make, the next breed of wrestlers for tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that from you, because I know in wrestling there are certain older guys or experienced vets that don't do anything, just like give me money and I'm gonna train you when I feel like training you. They don't give those.
You're only as good as the legacy you leave behind you, man.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm focusing on now.
And those guys breed bitter individuals, because they're like, WWE doesn't call them, Impact TNA doesn't call them, and they want to keep them in this box. And just like you, my thing is, if I train somebody and they become successes of themselves, I don't need like give me money. It speaks highly of me as well as them, and say I trained them, and look at where they're at now. Right. To do better than their trainers. So I do admire that, though. But honestly, I didn't know that you were the party animal of the Hit Squad. I'm thinking Homicide was, because personally, I think Homicide's crazy, and I have told him that in his face. Like, Hernandez has actually told me that, and I'm like, Homicide got to be crazy, like other than his character on TV.
The best way I describe Homicide is Stripe. from Gremlins.
I gotta watch that again. I haven't seen Gremlins in many, many years.
Yeah, man.
And
But, hey, he's wild and crazy, But listen, but that mind, when it comes to wrestling, he's got two brains, brother. One mind goes down and the other one kicks in. You know what I mean? He has an unlimited amount of knowledge, and he could just, out of nowhere, man, right out of his sleep, bam, he wakes up, he thinks, you have a wrestling question, you don't know where to go with a finish, boom, he comes up with it. It's just like clockwork, man. They don't make him like that anymore. He's a wrestling machine.
And I actually love people like that because now we're in this business of being in the business of being for yourself and how much money you can make. But I'm going to go on an off note here. I'm not going to out anybody. But you have this wonderful family, and I sat by at this show, and I didn't know it was them. Then I saw your daughter, your little daughter, and I was like, that is Danny right there. If he was a female, that is her. And she had the puppy dog eyes coming back and doing this interview, and I said, I don't mind it. She can come back, and
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. Like I said, everybody asks me, what's the secret, man? Like, how do you just come out here, and at your age, you keep coming out here, and you have the matches that you're having? I'm just saying, listen, it starts at home. I'm happy. I'm happy, man, and I feel blessed every time I go in there. Every time I walk back to that curtain, man, and I have a good match, I'm blessed. I'm 42 years old, man.
Are you serious?
And to keep up with these guys, it's a blessing. And to pass on whatever I get to pass on to these guys, and what I get to leave behind with them, I'm just living the best part of my life right now.
Now, we're talking gospel right now, but I want to ask you this. Whenever your day, like if there was a day that you would be done or you feel like you would be done, would you be in the back of WrestlePro or any other organization and just train people because you still have the love in your heart, or would you just walk away from the business?
To be honest with you, I don't think I can ever walk away from this.
Okay.
I was born into this business. My father was a referee and a promoter.
Really?
Yes. And, I don't think I can ever walk away from this. In one way, shape, or form, I'll always be involved in wrestling. Whether it's, training, which I do now. I'm a trainer here at the WrestlePro Academy. And, whether it's in the back or whether it's in some form, I'll always be involved.
Okay.
With this. It's a part of me.
And I feel that my way too because I watched it like as a young kid and my mom tried to punish me and take it away, but the blood was still boiling. And now that I do media, I step up and try to get in the ring. I'm not saying I want to be a full-time wrestler because I'm in my 30s. I feel like in a way I'm too old to start, even though Diamond Dallas Page started at 35.
You're never too old.
But I also sympathize. I never one of those guys to say, you can do this, you can do that, you can't do this, you can't do that, because I've been in the ring, and honestly, I tell everybody, wrestling hurts. Running the ropes and doing it, and then you take the lights in the arena, and it's just like a whole surreal feeling. So that's why when people come up to you or me and say it's fake, I just tell them one thing: get in the ring. Get in the ring.
A lot of people don't realize is once you're up there and those lights are on you, you don't know how hot
it is
up there. It's very, very hot. It is hot in that ring.
And I do stage. I used to do stage too, so I know being up there on those lights and just sweating off of I'm not going to say off of nothing, but sweating just moving.
Exactly.
Period. The ring announcer got to be sweating after going up there, and he takes about 3 minutes introducing the people. And, honestly, for the fans who are listening, Danny Maff just got off of a match, a recent match, and if you think he sounds winded, this is wrestling. He shook my hand with – I got to give him a lot of props. He shook my hand with a fractured wrist, which takes a lot, which speaks volumes, because usually people just do the fist bump or left hand, which is disrespect in some cultures. And
I love doing this, man. I just love doing it.
well, speaking of secrets, I'm gonna bust a little wall here. Colt Cabana show.
Right.
You're like I forget what he said. He's like you're the king of smell goods. Like you have the oils. I walk into the place and I can honestly smell you. You know, not to be pressing, but I could smell you across the room. It's like Danny Maff is here somewhere.
Thank you.
And you told me about the guy. Hopefully, I can find a card or something if I can order it. If I can't buy it here in Jersey, because I'm that kind of guy too. I was a smelly kid, teenager. You know, the change and everything.
Right,
Like walking the bell box, you stink, you funk.
Mm-hmm.
I pride myself on doing it, and you know, I'm a pseudo metrosexual. I don't do everything, but what is your take on this? Like, you just smell good. Like,
I just body odor is like my pet peeve.
but you wrestle.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot stink. Like, it would drive me crazy if anyone told me that I smell. It's just,
But you wrestle.
yeah, and it just drives me crazy when people stink. And I tell them.
So like anywhere, like I mean, because I'm saying you wrestle and like those hot lights beaming upon you and the opponent, and the holes you have to put on, it's like you're gonna smell anyway. And I noticed that people get dry mouth in the ring too, because and dry mouth is one of the worst things ever. I don't know if funk, must, or dry mouth is worse, but you keep this, and you know, I know you probably do pH balance type drinking water and eating the right foods to make sure you keep it leveled.
I try to eat well.
Alkaline water and everything, because I do that myself. I go to the gym and I'm afraid of sweating. If I stink, I don't want to be anywhere. I'm a hermit.
Oh, I sweat like crazy.
I want to do that because I can't do that in the gym. I run, I do ellipticals, try to get the fat off, and it's like no sweat anywhere. I'm begging for sweat, and then it comes off the worst places. I can sweat in my sleep, but I can't sweat at the gym.
Right.
But
I always sweat.
But were you like this for like 30 years? Like you just hated the smell, or
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, it was just, I was always taught, you know, at a young age by my dad, you know, always put cologne on, always put your deodorant on. And I always had a thing about smelling. Even if I was out in the sun a lot, like I didn't want to, I would go in the house, take a shower.
Yeah.
You know, I and go back out and play.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I would take 4 or 5 showers in a day.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
it's just, I just did not like smelling. I just don't like it.
Well, me, it's just women, though, because women have a heightened sense of smell more than guys. And I would carry candles at home. And I tell you one thing, if I had a hard day, like if I'm traveling right now and I'm smelling and there's a nice woman want to talk to me, I have that attitude of like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, not her, but me.
Right.
And sometimes, I think one time I did, and she was like a long-term girlfriend. I just came out to her and said, look, I had a hard day and I'm smelling, and I really don't want to talk to you because of the way I feel of smelling. Nothing wrong with you. And she continued. And it was like 10, 15 minutes more, and it's just like that move, like, I'm sorry, fans. It's like that move where you're like, you about to pass gas, but you hold it in so much where you're just like, look, I'm sorry, I gotta go. So it ended up happening, but I commend you on that one. You can offer me tips on Facebook about smelling and keeping myself right, because you did give me advice at the tables not to use the roll-on oils, use the droppers.
Right.
And I know it's like the wrist, the elbows, and
Roll
the
on
neck.
is good to carry in your coat. You know what I mean? Emergency, you know what I mean?
Well, frankincense, you said stains your clothes, and I got to wash my clothes if I got long sleeve shirts on, and it keeps smelling.
Right.
So, but hey, I like it. Funk is, I don't, honestly, it kills my mind. How do funky guys get all the women? Like they just.
I don't know. Maybe they have a personality, man. I don't know.
I have a personality, but I can't be that funky. Like you walk around like a burning turd. Like how do you get all the women? And I just
Funky, man. I just can't.
I just look at them like, this smell, you don't get it here. I carry all this stuff in my bag. I carry like the coconut oil, the eucalyptus, because it's my favorite. It's neutralizing, and that's just it though. I kill it.
Yeah, man. Can't smell.
But look, I do wanna interview you one more time. It's getting late in the night, and you got a family that's waiting for you, which I commend. I'm hating on you because they just so lovable.
They're my strength.
They are.
They're my strength. They're my crutches. And whenever I have a tough day, whenever I have a hard time, I turn to them. I look at their smiles, and it just keeps me going. They're my biggest support system. They love what I do, and they love supporting me, and that means the world to me.
Especially your little one, because I seen a picture of like Fala, not to break kayfabe, but Fala and you and a couple other guys reading to her.
Yeah, these
And
are my brothers, man.
And I thought that was one of the most endearing things ever, because on Shy Lounge, I don't really talk about wrestling unless it's somebody that people don't know about or anything. And I love talking about outside of the ring. And that was one of the things that, she came up and was smiling, and,
We're close, man. We're all a close-knit group. We really are, man.
Oh, man.
When you see us out there in the ring, like, when Pat Buck tonight said, that this is his family.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a shoot. That's for real.
Mm-hmm.
We're family. We're brothers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's nothing we wouldn't do for each other.
Well, look, Danny, I love this organization. You have a cast of characters that display so many things. I look forward to being here. Taking the trips up here with the, Bolt or Greyhound, whatever you want to call it. I enjoy it so much. I'm rambling because I'm feeling good. It's the energy I got from the shows, because other ones are just like, take your money, watch the show, get out, and leave. And I enjoy it so much because it's just you, and there's other people that I won't be able to interview because of their characters. Mm-hmm. But hopefully, fingers crossed, I get to.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for your support.
No problem.
Keep supporting WrestlePro. And, I'll talk to you again, man.
Yeah, also, can you tell fans where they can reach you?
Yeah, on Facebook.
Just Facebook?
Facebook, Instagram.
What's your Instagram?
Twitter. Danny Maff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
God, I got to start. Because Instagram, I hated it when I first started. Mm-hmm. Like, it was just pictures.
I'm the worst with that. Like, I'm computer illiterate.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I'm not a computer guy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So,
well, doing what I do, I have to be literate. Doing what I do, I have to be computer literate, because I'm all about marketing, and it's just so much that drives me. That's why when, I heard you on the Cabana show, which in a way I felt that it was kind of bad, because like I'm trying to use that strength off of that to get you. It was that the personality came out. And then for me, it's like my show is inspired by him. So because I quit the radio show and I just was like, look, I'm done with wrestling. I'll just go to independent wrestling shows. But I had all these cards. I'm like, what am I going to do with all these? I can't take people's cards and not use them, not utilize them. So I ended up making my show. And then when I get people and I contact them through Facebook, I get nervous, because I'm like, yeah, they're going to say no, or I can't do this, I can't do that. I stood outside in the snow for an hour just to talk to you. And I didn't know I could walk in the door and just talk to you and have an interview before the show, because I didn't want to get heat. Mm-hmm. And that was my whole thing. And
well, I told you on Facebook, last,
I thought that was after the show, because a lot of shows are like, we can't let you in. Because I was supposed to go to another show today, and they were just like, no, we don't let you in until the doors open. And I'm like, okay, well, if I can't work, I'm going to go to the show I was supposed to go to a week before and do that, because with indie wrestling, I'm here for work, and I'm here for pleasure also. No Bruno. So that was my thing. But honestly, fans, if you want to see some good wrestling, come out to Rahway, New Jersey, or other parts of New Jersey, sometimes Queens, Brooklyn
yes.
for WrestlePro. You see the great smelling Danny Maff, the Bayonne Badass, Puerto Rican descent, I see, from the tattoo. I got to get one in Hawaii like that.
All right.
So thank you very much, Danny. I enjoy it. Your family is just so great. And I'll try to get you for a photo op after this, so I can see everybody who they are. And I'm not breaking his wrist here.
Thank you very much. Keep supporting us, man. Thank you for your support. And for everybody out there listening, keep supporting indie wrestling and keep supporting WrestlePro. Thank you very much, and I'll see you out there.